Hi, this is Tom from Rocket Restorations, making a guest appearance at my dad's shop at his house. And you know what happens when there's open spots? They get taken up. I'm working on his car right now too. So he has my gold 72 Polara in here. And then the 73 Polara is my brother's wash tape patrol car. So they're both WSP cars, 72 and 73. And what we're gonna do today is go over the differences. They are extremely similar cars, but I really can't remember like two Mopar cars that are that similar structure-wise, but look completely different. And we'll go over that in a second. So I'm gonna do a little cameo with Evan's 1950 Chrysler Traveler, which is his own cool car in and of itself with the roof rack and the fold down seat. And yeah, that's just a cameo appearance for that one. So yeah, so these are, so the gold car is mine, the white car is my brother's. They're both wash tape patrol cars, but I just kind of wanted to show you the differences. So the basic body, you know, from 69 to 73 on C bodies, the basic body was the same. And these are called the fuselage cars. And it's pretty obvious why that's the case. The 65 to 68 C bodies, they call it the slab sides, which are basically just, you know, up and down slab sides. These are fuselage because they're way more aerodynamically designed. They have kind of the bulge on the sides, you know, so, but again, these cars are very similar. So if you look at them, you know, the end caps are pretty much the same, although they are a little different. But the main difference was in 73, the crash bumpers became mandatory. And they had to put these big crash bumpers on. They had to put, you know, these little plastic inserts in here. So they basically had to be able to survive a 5-mile-an-hour bumper hit without damaging anything. So, and you know, obviously it's not the prettiest thing in the world. When they put these big rubber bumpers on there, they're kind of hideous, let's be honest. I'm not gonna lie or sugarcoat it. They don't look that good. And then on the 72, they kind of knew the end was coming for that. I mean, they planned this stuff out years in advance. So they kind of made the biggest chrome on the front and back that they could. It's basically the entire end of the car is completely chrome. But as you can see, the deck lid and the corner caps are pretty much the same. Like they didn't really change that much on them, you know, except for the rear bumpers, but they just have a totally different look. Like, you know, so much of the stuff interchanges on this. You know, the windows are the same, the trim's the same, doors are the same. You know, all that stuff is very similar. The interiors are pretty much identical. So this car, this white one, was a line wash tape patrol car, and they do the same thing now. The troopers that they drive on a day-to-day basis get the white cars, and then the higher ups, like sergeant lieutenants, get these. As you can see on this, you know, this one obviously has blue interior. My gold car is gold interior, but it's basically the same. You know, they both have rim-low wheels. This has the really cool wash tape patrol console in it. You know, the seat pattern's obviously different. They always change that stuff every year, but it's you know, cloth and leather. You know, they changed the door panels a little bit, but the dashes are basically the same. Basically identical. These same mirror, same spotlight. The front cloth pattern on this one isn't quite the same. It's a little bit different in the back, but the original seat covers are back there. This got recovered at some point and it wasn't that nice. As you can see, you know, they both have custom on the dash. So as far as the interior goes, they're basically identical. You know, you can see the door panels here. It's Polara, a little bit of wood grain. You know, Chrysler had to justify the model year change. They always change them, but as you can see on the door panels, they're basically the same. In fact, looking at this, I said that they're different, but I think they're actually the same because I don't really see any difference here at all. I'm pretty sure it's just different colors. They have the wood grain with the Polara. And again, these are Polara customs. So they had a little higher trim. Like on a police package car, they would have rubber floor mats, you know, the cheap seats, all that stuff. When Wash Tape Patrol ordered their cars, they ordered Polara customs, which got you, you know, higher end interior, carpets, and thank goodness, because if anybody's had a rubber floor mat car before, they never last. They always go bad. And these all had power seats too. They also have this really stupid seatbelt system, and they both have this. So this is the lap belt right here, And then it actually goes down and like the top thing like latches on there. I think it's actually a little different in 72. I'll have to look at the other car. But you can see right here, so they have like a lock right there on the seatbelt that goes in there. It never actually stays. They changed it a little bit for 73. It was super stupid. By 74, it was all gone because it didn't work at all. And then on a Watch State Patrol car, that's where the unit number would be right there, that void right there. Some have it, some don't. And then again, the finish on the backs here. So again, full chrome bumper in a 72 and a rear valance. The rear valance is metal. On 73, again, horribly stupid idea. It is plastic, which again, they never survived because it's freaking plastic. Somebody had a hitch on this at some point. You can see the hole right there where they had that. And there's actually trailer wiring over here. So they're probably towing a boat or something small with it. Some other differences, the 73 has the Dodge logo on the back. 72 does not have that. You know, my 72 is pretty much restored to, you know, as original. And this one just really hasn't been touched. So everything here is pretty much the same. And side trim's the same. Polara custom emblem is the same. Side marker's the same. Really no difference. They both have the red line dog dish hubcap. That started in 69 and went all the way through 74. Plymouth cheaped out in 71 where they went to the plain hubcaps. The Plymouth division dog dishes were 69-70 on Plymouth. Dodge used the frat sog all the way through, although they changed from aluminum to stainless at some point because they were cheaper. You know, this isn't a model year difference, but that's where the whip antenna is on the WSP car. You can see in my gold car, I put one on there a while ago. I've got a whip antenna, but it usually hits the garage door when I come in, so I usually just leave it off unless I'm going to a show or something. Yeah, you're not seeing anything. That's the wrong paint color. That's a long story I don't want to get into now. They got repaired at some point and the body shop did the wrong color to it. Okay, so now the next biggest difference. So the noses are pretty much completely different on these. So you can see on this car, on the 73, it has the big kind of gaping grille there, you know, twin headlights, the chrome inserts, you know, the big bumper, the bumper guards, you know, all that fun stuff. And there's no front valance on these. So the bumper pretty much is the front valance. It goes way down there and covers up all that area. Then on the 72 Polara, so again, it has kind of the extension right there, but it's completely different. And then these have, you know, the huge side-to-side chrome bumper. Sorry, it's a little tight in here. I wish I could get further back, but it's a little tight. And then WSP actually added these right here. Those are not factory. You get a bumper guards on these, but they were a lot smaller than that. These are called gem bumpers. They were kind of an aftermarket bumper guard. And then, but it's actually on the broadcast sheet, so it's something that WSP did order for these things. And then also on a 72 and 73 Dodge, you get a Monaco. Those actually had hideaway headlights, but they designed it where the fender and hood was all the same all these years. And then they just changed the nose. So it's a fiberglass nose on a Monaco with hideaway headlights. But on Polaris, it was the lower end, so they were a little cheaper. The hoods are different though. As you can see on the 72, it has louvers. On the 73, it does not. So both these cars are pretty similar. 72 and 73, but again, they look completely different. I mean, from, you know, the fender to the end of the bumper over there, they're pretty much identical. I mean, you look at the two cars here and it's like a mirror image. You know, the glass is all the same, the trim, all that stuff. All I did was kind of just the cycling refresh, but it's just a totally different looking car. You know, the 5-man-hour bumpers, they end up having to change all that. There really isn't too much other difference between the two cars. So I know a few people want me to get a running video on this car, and I'll do it at some point, but you know, now we're getting into November and the weather's bad around here, and you know, we live in Washington, so it starts raining and it'll never stop. So it might be spring until I get it back out again, but listen, I'm working on my dad's 1965 Chrysler 300L right now, so when that gets done, I'll get this back over to the shop. Maybe I'll do a running video on this, but right now it's kind of trapped and I'm not gonna get it out. It's my dad. I had to give him some signs. I'm a sign guy, so he got a few hung up in here. It's a nice little shop, little electric heater there, and they moved down closer to me, so they used to be up north, about an hour and a half away, but now they're like 20 minutes from me, so which is nice for storage. So yeah, if anybody has any more questions about any of the differences, but again, it's 72 Polara right here, the gold car, 73 over here. They're very, very similar cars, but little minor differences, but the main difference is just the front and the back. So, well, hope you enjoyed seeing the video. You want to hear anything more about cop cars, feel free to leave a comment. If you got any questions about WSP cars or the like, would love to help you answer them. I've had a lot of cop cars over the years. I collect them. I've got somebody, we were in McCacken last weekend and somebody actually asked me how many I had. I had to sit down and count, and we're actually up to 10 police cars right now. So it includes these two. I kind of count me and my brother. I mean, my brother and I are identical twins, so I kind of count them both together. What we own is kind of the same. But my brother did the light work to get the 73. But the 72, this is the first car I ever restored. I have a lot of sentimental attachment to this car. It was restored back in 03, and we actually drove it all the way back to Carlisle, did a cross-country trip in it. And man, I wish I had YouTubed that, because that would have been a very entertaining video. We rebuilt the engine and went through the whole car, and the trip was problematic, to say the least. We broke down 15 separate times. I figured out it had a bad water pump, and it was like throwing belts. So every time we turned the AC on or went over 55 miles an hour, it would throw belts, and that was not fun. When you have no idea how long Nebraska is, trying to cross the entire state when it's 95 degrees outside with no AC and you can't go over 55 miles an hour. And then you throw a belt and touch the hood and burn your hand, but that's a story for another day. So, all right, well, hope you enjoyed the video. Again, this is Tom with Rocket Restorations at Rocket Resto on YouTube. If you like the channel, feel free to throw me a like and subscribe to our channel. We'd love to have you see some of our other videos. All right, thanks a lot. Good night.